What is a simple, painful fact that people need to just get over and accept? You can do everything right and still fail. Not everyone you meet in life will like you. And to add on to this, people will dislike you for little to no reason at all. People at times can take the smallest cues as insults, and use that to form an opinion on somebody they don't even know. Whether it's out of jealousy or just not being in a good mood. We are strange creatures. Sometimes you're the a-hole. That's okay, just acknowledge it and do better next time. I read a quote that said, "We're all villains in someone else's story," and that rang true. Even if you don't plan on being an a-hole, or don't want to be one, there will always be a configuration where you're the bad guy to someone else, and it's actually okay. Realizing this is very freeing because it drops the expectation of having to be perfect all the time. Even if you always try to do the right thing, in some situations, you'll end up hurting people. Most friendships are friendships of convenience. Once you stop seeing someone every day at work or school, you'll realize how little you actually have in common and inevitably drift apart. That's why true lasting friendships are something to be treasured. Definitely. You'll be friends with many people in life, and most, with no negative reason, will fade. The best friends may go a long time without communication, but when they get together it's like it was like no time has passed. They'll try and keep in touch where they can, but know if they don't it's due to general things in life. Not because there is something wrong. Your life can change in the blink of an eye, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Around a year ago my dad had a stroke. He survived, but I can see he aged like 20 years in this last year. Due to the aftereffects, he can talk, but most words come out wrong. He has a lot of trouble walking and sometimes even remembering things. He was the sole breadwinner to my family, and we were well off, since he was one of the most renowned doctors in my medium-sized town. Now my siblings, my mother, and I are selling snacks so we can pay the bills and not move. I am looking for a paid internship every day so I can help with the bills here. But since I just started college, it's been hard to find one. Love today, be thankful for what you have, because tomorrow it may not be here. Drink water, show love to who you love, and avoid fighting for small things. Life's too short to live fighting. Bad things happen to good people. And good things happen to bad people. All kinds of things happen to all kinds of people. Nothing is fixed in place forever, and all is eventually forgotten. Enjoy the now. Prepare for tomorrow, and rarely worry about what the world thinks of you. Makes me think of my favorite Marcus Aurelius quote. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. Not everyone is going to have the heart you have. Bodies age before minds. 100% I learned this bit ago when I jumped a gap on little dude's bike like I always used to. Had to foot stomp save my ass from flipping off. From over-pulling, and pulled some shit in my knee, wasn't able to walk a good month. Most of us are mediocre. Sometimes you don't get closure. You just have to move on. Most of us will not be extraordinary, by definition. Most of us will have small, hopefully nice and quiet lives, with little impact or grand legacy. And that is not failure. It's really fucking easy to believe a lie that fits your worldview. The more you say, obviously, when you hear a fact, the more you should be skeptical of it. Your ex is an ex, move on. Clinging on to a failed relationship isn't healthy, and consistently talking about it starts to bore and annoy everyone around you. See also, crushes that have rejected you. Life isn't a movie. There isn't a right combination of words or nice things to do to make it work if they're not into you. Your family members are not necessarily good people, and you don't have to love them. Nothing stays gold. Enjoy the moment, while you can, cause not everything perfect currently will stay perfect. Your body is fragile and you can die 24/7, anywhere, in 1,000 different ways. Truth. My son's friend died last week from an aortic dissection that led to a stroke. He was 12. An apology without corrective behavior is just manipulation. Don't apologize if you're not going to change, and yes, sometimes that means walking away and leaving things unresolved. It's still better than letting a bad situation go on for longer than it has to. You will be forgotten within 2 generations. I volunteer as a grave cleaner at a massive Victorian cemetery where all the important people of that era are buried. Most of the graves are falling apart, that fancy showy marble deteriorates pretty fast, and I have to be told who all of these illustrious people are through our research council. It's actually super freeing to realize, hey, nobody puts their LinkedIn on a tombstone, and even influential senators and writers become who within a few decades. If someone's into you, they'll seek out time with you. If they don't, and you're doing all the chasing, move on. HR departments are not on the side of the employees. You can't control other people's behavior. You can only control your own reaction to their behavior. Accept the reality of death. You don't have to believe death is the end, but you should accept and even prepare for it. Do not think life as waiting for death. Think life as a journey to death. Die knowing that you lived. Reach your destination knowing you hiked a path. Almost everyone needs to stop caring so much about everything. It's not the end of the world if the line at McDonald's is too long, or you gotta spend 20 minutes looking for your keys. Almost everyone just needs to stop caring so much about stuff that doesn't matter. It's necessary to upset people sometimes, and you are not responsible for their reaction emotions. Your friends are not a substitute for a therapist and medication. Even with the best intentions, they don't have the knowledge and training to help you beyond offering a sympathetic ear and some basic advice. Sometimes, attractive people look at you the same way you look at unattractive people. There will always be annoying, cringy, weird 9-year-olds. Nothing, absolutely nothing lasts forever. You, your parents, your relationships, your friendships, your dog, the best phase of your life, that perfect day or trip. Yes, sooner or later all those things will fade away. Many times before you expect. You'll never be any younger than you are right now. The vast majority of people are inherently selfish and will always put themselves first. People make mistakes. Yes, there's a difference between a mistake and a pattern. It's important to give people a chance but also be realistic about how much they will change. Fair doesn't mean equal. Life moves on without you. This kicks me in the balls every time I think of my pet's death. Sometimes, a-holes are right. They are simply saying what you don't want to hear. You are going to have some cringe moments in your life. Healing is painful and you can't do it by holding on to the same people, behaviors and patterns that you had in your life when the trauma happened. Feeling sad can be good, sometimes. Feeling sad puts things in perspective, at least for me. Your opinions are not fact. You can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. The universe doesn't care about anything. Fairness, justice, merit, all human constructs, you aren't owed anything. Bad things happen to good people. Bad people prosper every day. Your past traumas, bad experiences cannot be excuses for toxic negative behaviors forever. You gotta get over that shit at some point. The world does not revolve around you. Science and medicine are constantly evolving. Stop holding on to junk with the excuse that you might need it someday. Respect yourself and your home by knowing when to keep and when to throw things away. Love hurts. Every kind of love. We are not special. My mommy told me I'm special every day, you jealous sob. World's harsh and no matter how hard you try, shit's far from perfect and things will rarely go your way. You just gotta make the most of what you're given. Looks matter. Beautiful people have an unfair advantage in life. Sad but true. 2. Actually. 1. Regardless of fault, we are responsible for dealing with whatever happens to ourselves. 2. The universe isn't waiting for us to get our head out of our asses. Don't get jealous when someone earns something. Sometimes the problem is you. Don't mistake work for accomplishment. Not everyone wants to tolerate your children. Parents are humans who fuck up too. Some problems do not have a solution. You can do everything right and still not achieve the desired result. Don't do things expecting recognition, approval, or appreciation. Do things because it is the right thing to do. There are no teas or tablets that will give you a flat tummy in 7 days. Eat less. Avoid processed food. Exercise more. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, everyone has an excuse. Just find a way. What is a painful fact that people need to just get over? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.